Today's hearing examines a critically important issue in our broken immigration system, the treatment of undocumented young people who are brought to the U.S. as children. These are kids who've grown up in this country, have attended American high schools, and who often know no other country is home. This subcommittee last held a hearing about these dreamers in 2007 when 3 young women testified about their lives. One of the witnesses, Tam Tran, grew up in California, graduated from Santiago High School in Garden Grove, California, and from UCLA with a bachelor's degree in American Literature and Culture with honors. Tam was in the PhD program in American Civilization at Brown University and was continuing to serve as a leading voice in support of the DREAM Act when she and a close friend, another dreamer, died in a car crash on May 15, 2010. I wanted to recognize Tam as we begin this hearing because I'm mindful of what Martin Luther King Jr. referred to as the fierce urgency of now. Right now, we have an historic opportunity to fix our broken immigration system, and it would be a national shame if we were unable to do that. One part of that fix, an important and compelling part of that fix, is to ensure that dreamers have an opportunity to become just as American on paper as they already are in their hearts. I believe that there is a strong bipartisan support for that principle, and I'm encouraged by some of what I've heard on this issue from Republican members, including those in leadership over the past few months. In some ways, this is not new. The DREAM Act was first introduced as bipartisan legislation in 2001 and has had bipartisan support ever since. But the breadth of support in Congress is promising, and I'm extremely pleased that this breadth of support will be reflected by the witnesses who will be testifying today. But as encouraged as I am by the focus of our hearing today, I must also say that I have concerns about some of what I've read in the press leading up to this hearing. I understand the Majority Leader Cantor and Chairman Goodlatte are working on a legislative proposal that is rumored to be called the KIDS Act. Now, their desire to become champions for this issue is a positive development and is in many ways a testament to the hard work that dreamers themselves have done to build a coalition by telling their stories and advocating for change. But like the immigration bills that this committee marked up in June, we've not yet seen the language of the KIDS Act, and we have not been asked to contribute to the effort. While I'm looking forward to reviewing the KIDS Act when its authors are prepared to share it, I note that this is a sharp departure from the history of the DREAM Act, legislation that was always drafted and introduced with bipartisan support. I'm even more concerned about reports that some Republican members may be working on legislation that would allow undocumented immigrants other than the dreamers to obtain some temporary lawful status but without a specific path to legal permanent residency. I want to be clear, I recognize that this represents significant progress, and I welcome that. I believe it shows a growing appreciation that we cannot fix our broken immigration system without addressing the 11 million undocumented immigrants who are part of our businesses, our communities, and our families. But I believe it would be a grave mistake to allow millions of people to come out of the shadows, obtain lawful immigration status, only to leave them in a second-class status for the rest of their lives. As I said at the committee's very first hearing in this Congress, partial legalization is a dangerous path. We need only to look at France and Germany to see how unwise it is to create a permanent underclass. What makes America is special is that people come here, they assimilate, they become fully American with all of the rights and responsibilities that citizenship bestows. The American people agree. In a recent Gallup poll, Americans were asked the following question: would you favor or oppose each of the following as part of legislation to address the issue of illegal immigration? They were then provided various components of top-to-bottom reform of our immigration laws: mandatory E-Verify, tightened border security, increased visas for skilled workers, and, quote, allowing illegal immigrants to become citizens. In the context of a broader fix to our broken immigration system, 88% said they favored a path to earn citizenship for the undocumented. support was overwhelmingly strong across all ideological and ethnic groups. Among conservative, non-Hispanic white respondents, 83% favored a path to citizenship and only 17% opposed. We have an opportunity now to do something that will help strengthen America's economy, an opportunity to keep families together, and for everyone who believes in the rule of law, and I think all of us on the Judiciary Committee are in that camp, we have an opportunity to design an immigration system that promotes law-abiding behavior instead of our current one that actually depends upon law-breaking. This opportunity does not come often. I feel as though my entire time in Congress, 18+ years, has been spent looking for an opening to fix our broken immigration system once and for all. This is that time. The Senate passed a bipartisan immigration reform bill, and I'm doing everything I can to make sure the House is able to do the same. If we work together, I think we can make that happen, and I think our country will be better as a result. We know that our history as a country, America was formed by immigrants, and we will not serve our country well unless we ensure that our future also welcomes the immigrant that will help build a stronger America.